We're live. We're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Bayern Now, the ultimate Bayern Munich fan channel. Thomas Muller has extended his stay at Bayern for another 2 seasons. His contract was due to expire next year, 2021, but now it's 2023, and that's superb news because we've been waiting for Muller to, make a decision. In January, it seemed like he was very set to leave. Last summer, it seemed like he was gone, and it's just been a very turbulent over the last 2 years with Thomas Muller, and it's very, very nice to finally get the news that okay, he's staying, because that's what I wanted to hear. I think he's been a player here for decades, over a whole decade, man, and he's shaped this era for us, and I still think he has it in him. I've been saying this, the whole Kai Havertz story of us buying him for 100 million doesn't make any sense unless we either sell Thomas Muller, because honestly, Muller has benched everyone that's tried to replace him. That's my Muller's washed up now. Okay, Muller has benched James Rodriguez. He's benched Coutinho. He's benched every single player that's tried to replace him. I mean, this guy comes on and gives us a hat trick of assists or scores 2 goals. You just can't keep him off the starting 11. And it's very nice to finally hear that he signed a new contract. Now, this is a perfect length. I think that he just should stay here until 2023. I could bench James. No, you couldn't. I think he should stay here till 2023 and then get that, once he's here for 3 years, he's going to be 33, and then that's when we try to replace him. Not when he's 30 and playing in the form of his life. Thomas Muller is going to break De Bruyne's assist record in the Bundesliga. He's, second to Messi in terms of assists over the last decade, and he's just been superb. So why are we replacing him? And it's good that we finally get this good news. He's put pen to paper. Now, if Muller gets a wage rise, I don't care. But I think ultimately it just needed an extension. Thomas Muller isn't someone to go around and bother the club with a move and say, oh, I want to move, I want to get out of this toxic environment club, right? He's not that type of player. But what he will do is say, you know what? If I don't feel appreciated here, what I appreciate about Muller is he didn't go and start, going on press conferences and talking about his wages, right? He's not that, but he just went and said, you know what? I have other options. I could go somewhere else. I could go to. He wouldn't go anywhere else that's lower. If Muller leaves Bayern, you better believe he's going to Real Madrid, going to Barcelona. He's going somewhere big. Muller will never be the main guy in the team. Well, that's just telling you how much quality we have in the team. There's no main guy at Bayern. There's none, because everyone has to perform at a certain level. So Muller isn't a main guy. Lewandowski isn't a main guy. Neuer isn't a main guy. Everyone is a main guy. If you don't perform to a certain level, you get dropped, and someone's going to come into your position. And what I love most especially about Muller is that whenever there's a new player, he seems to be the one that integrates them into the team. You saw with Alphonso Davies, he was giving him hugs, he was pictures with him. I think Muller is that character. He just brings everybody. That's why I don't think he can be captain, because he just brings everybody in. His energy is so nice on the pitch as well, but off it looks like he's the energy of the dressing room. He's with Alaba, and then he's with Kimmich, and then he's with Davies, then he's with Lewandowski, then he's with Manuel Neuer, then he's with the reserves, then he's shown taking pictures with Lucas Hernandez on his first day. That's what Thomas Muller is. He brings people together. He brings players together. And, I've seen Muller in press conferences and also on just videos. And he doesn't look like the most comfortable guy, but around his teammates, he looks like he's everything to them. So it's very nice to see that, that statement of intent from Bayern to keep a player of that importance. Not only is he important on the pitch, he's also important in integrating young players in. And because he's been a young player, Muller's been here for pretty much since he was 16 years old. He's been a Bayern Munich player. He's been through the youth system, under 16s, under 17s, under 23s, and then to the first team finally in this last decade. But that just shows the statement of intent from Bayern. And I love Muller's character. I love what he stands for on the pitch. what he does off the ball, on the ball, superb player. There's no one I'd rather have than Thomas Muller at Bayern Munich at this moment in time. I said it, Kai Havertz is going to come in for 100 million. He's going to have to give us 3 assists per game, 2 goals consistently to beat Thomas Muller, to be a starter. Muller will always give you goals and assists, no matter what he's doing. If he's unhappy, he will give you 3 goals because he's unhappy, right? That's what Thomas Muller does. He plays so consistently. The most important thing is he's consistent. Not many players who play attacking midfield end up getting World Cup top scorer. Not many, right? But he did. Not many end up, assisting a bunch and scoring a bunch. Look at the Germany game versus Brazil. Muller was everywhere. He was a huge reason for that demolishing. He was here. He would run here and then leave the ball for someone else to shoot. He was everywhere, and he scored himself, I think, twice. But Muller is just an important character for me, and if he left, I don't think we would find a replacement just with 100 million from Bayer Leverkusen. We would still be looking for a replacement. It would take quite a while to replace Thomas Muller, and he fits us so well, the ethos of the club, because he understands the club. He knows who we are. He knows where we've come from. He knows how he's been here for a long time. He's not a captain. I don't think he's captain material. He doesn't, he looks like a nice guy, a guy that invites everyone to his house for a dinner. That's what Thomas Muller looks like to me. So it's nice to get him a new contract as well. Very, very cool. And hopefully this is a statement of intent, not only from Bayern, but from HANSI Flick. Because HANSI Flick said he wanted veto over transfers, over transfer decisions. And that, as a manager, you need that. How you imagine you're doing your job and all of a sudden they just buy you a new desk or something without your approval, without even asking you if your old desk is bad. No. So if you had a veto, you would be able to stop them getting you a new desk without your consent. So this whole situation where Muller or not HANSI Flick has veto means that he can veto a player's contract and say, I don't want them to sign a new contract. They can leave. I'm not trying to use them in my future plans. So the intent from Flick is definitely that he wants to use Muller in the future as a Bayern coach, which is good because you should want to align yourself with these experienced players. And also, Flick has also done this thing where he's saying, I want to use youngsters. He could have used Coutinho and Gnabry as a false, but he put Joshua Zirkzee as a replacement for Lewandowski. Zirkzee's 18. Right, and scored 1 goal. You know how much that does for his confidence? He scored 4 goals? He scored 3 goals actually in 5 appearances for Bayern, and 2 of them have been starts. That's just, he started off coming off the bench, scoring in the last minute. It's significant goals as well to help us win games, literally, before the Christmas break. And then, just 2 games before the Christmas break, he was the reason we won those 2 games. And you know what? HANSI Flick has said, I'm going to trust this kid, and he's put Zirkzee in more. So HANSI Flick, this, in a way, Muller signing a new contract is showing just how much control HANSI Flick wants to have over his players and their decisions, right? There's also a story that Tolisso was going to go to Manchester United for about 40 million or 45, I'm not sure. And HANSI Flick said, no, I want to use Tolisso. We need options on the bench in the midfield. And he vetoed that transfer. So this is very good. The fact that this is only for 3 years is good because Muller will be 33, and then I think that's when he can move on. I think Muller probably in his head wants to go somewhere else. No, not like he wants to leave Bayern, but I think he wants to at some stage leave to go to a different club. He's already a legend here. He's not like he's struggling. He's already won everything you can win here. He's done everything. He's won every single trophy you can think of as a footballer in the team. He's won it all. He's been at the top level for years. So if he leaves and goes somewhere, he isn't going to some crap team. He's going to a top team to be an option. He's going to get some play time. He's going to play. He's going to chirp in with assists and goals wherever he goes after 3 years. But the most important thing is that we have a player of his quality now, and it's up to us to use it. Now, last season, I was on the Muller can go train because I was like, you know what? he's not performing. James Rodriguez was benching him on occasion. He was inconsistent. And then there was that story about him wanting to leave. His wife came out and talked about him not getting enough playtime. And then Muller started getting more playtime, and he just became solid as hell. And you know what? I changed my opinion. I was like, you improved something that I said. I'm a fan. I'm an emotional fan. So when last season Muller wasn't performing, I was like, yeah, you can leave. But as a fan, I saw that, you know what, this guy he turned his form around, and I was like, yeah, stay here, because we're all emotional. We're all emotional fans. We make decisions. We could probably see a news article that changes our entire outlook on life for 3 seconds. Leave a like on the video, everyone. You could see something like that changes your outlook for 2 seconds, right? But that's how football works. That's how we're fans. That's why we're passionate. That's why we love it. We just love we're so bipolar. That's the word for it. Fans, football fans especially, so goddamn bipolar. You see something and your emotion is a certain way, and then next thing you know, you feel a completely different way from seeing something else. So that's how we are as football fans. We just have to accept that. I mean, what other sport will you have fans have these types of bipolar moments, change their opinions quickly? But some parts of the fan base will say you're a flip-flop, and the other ones will say, no, you're the stupid ones for not realizing this. It's all just a cycle. It's crazy. I think the fan base is what's important, and just that realization. Muller staying here is good for us, the fans, because he also acts like almost between the fans and the team, and he acts like the bridge. He acts because he's a normal guy. Where was Muller born? I think Muller is a Bavarian guy. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, he was at Bayern. So he was born in Wilhelm, Germany. Yes, in the south of Bavaria. Muller is a native, guy from Bavaria, where Bayern is. He was born in Wilhelm in Oberbayern. That's literally where Muller was born. He was born in a small German city that probably was just surrounded by Bayern. He moved to the academy at a young age, right? There wasn't much demand. I mean, Muller wasn't coming through and expected to do anything, which was a great environment for him. He had Bastian Schweinsteiger to look at. I mean, even when Muller was starting to come through, Toni Kroos has started getting more involved with Bayern, right? He had so many players to look up to. Philipp Lahm, a German guy, also from Bavaria, was also, incredibly a big idol to look at. Muller came through in such a light striking fashion, right? With these guys that had been established pros. Even Alaba, Muller came through right about the time Alaba also came through. So they both, know a lot. That's why they're friends. And it looks like they're always with each other somehow. But that's how it is, right? I mean, you have these age groups at Bayern, right? So, there's so many different age groups. I think Muller hangs out with everyone because he isn't like Lewandowski. Well, Lewandowski's younger than Muller. No, Muller's younger than Lewandowski. It's weird to think about, but Thomas Muller is actually younger than Lewandowski. Lewandowski is 31. He turns 32 in August. Thomas Muller himself is just literally only turning 30, right? So, it looks like Muller's old. Like, he looks like he's the oldest man in the squad, but he's only 30 years old. Like, that's crazy to me because I just never really thought of that. So, yeah, this is good news for Muller to get this contract. Man, I wonder what, I made this point yesterday. How a player is going to cope with this? Hopefully this is a good sign. Neuer needs to renew his contract. I think Neuer needs to stay here for an extra 3 years, even 2 years, right? I think Neuer probably wants to stay up to 5 years, which is just not tangible. I don't think you can have that situation where a player is here for up to 5 years. That's just not tangible. That's not realistic. We need Neuer to stay here for an extra 2-3 years. Bring Alexander Nubel in, because Nubel's still coming in. It's not like this crisis stopped everything. He's going to come in. He's going to expect the club to be in a certain state, and he's going to expect to play. I think a player of his quality could have gone to any club, legit. He could have gone anywhere else. He could have he could have gone literally to any. He could have literally. He's a very great goalkeeper already at such a young age for a goalkeeper, right? So Neuer is gonna just do that as well, and we're looking at Thiago. Thiago is set to renew his contract, which is fantastic news because Thiago ready to tackle Alcantara is literally my favorite Bayern Munich player in terms of footballing ability. There's no one in the world I've seen on the level of Thiago in terms of footballing talent. Like Messi is great, but Messi isn't some CDM, right? I'm talking about a complete footballer. This guy could tackle. He is energetic. He can make all sorts of tackles. He wins headers, which is crazy because he's only 5'9". On top of that, his passing range is crazy. My man just sits halfway across the pitch and zooms a pass, and it makes it look so effortless, but it's really hard. As a 6 myself, I know how hard it is to be in tight spaces, but Thiago just, he'll make one touch and he's off pressure and he takes players out of the game. And the next thing you know, Bayern's attacking a back 4 with 4 players because Thiago took half their squad out of the game. So that's what Thiago is so good at. And I think that when he signs that new contract, which I'm hearing he will, right? We were looking for a CDM, and I think because Thiago and Kimmich have come to the form they're in, right? Thiago is more the energy, the tackler, the grit and heart of the midfield, whereas Kimmich is more. I mean, Thiago is literally everything. He's better than Kimmich at everything, right? But Kimmich is that's a compliment to Kimmich because not many players. I mean, Kimmich is not on the level of Thiago just yet. Nah, he won't ever be because Thiago is just, this guy is gifted. This guy can do everything. So I hope this means that Thiago extends his contract. I mean, I'm gonna look him up now. I think he's set to. So well, I don't know. He should extend it soon. But I mean, this guy is, he's a baller. Jeez, he just turns in midfield. That turn he always does, where he takes the ball on the outside of his right foot, and then just goes through 4 players, and without even getting touched. And he barely gets gets injuries with Thiago, which is what I love. He doesn't get a lot of injuries. When he does, it's only for a few weeks. He'll be here for another 3 years or 4 years or 5 years. Thiago can be here for 5 years. And I think that, that's going to be insane. It's weird because Thiago was born in Italy. He's half Brazilian. And he's also citizenship with Spain, which is weird. I mean, this guy doesn't get many injuries. Only 1 injury this year. And the longest injury he's had was a muscle partial evasion where he missed 13 games. Other than that, I mean, he's gotten other injuries, but those were a long time ago. Guys had the influenza. So yeah, I mean, Thiago, hopefully that's good news for him. Alaba, you know what? I think we should renew Alaba's contract. Give him more money when football goes back to normal. And then we sell him off. I think Alaba will go. I don't know. You know what? If Alaba's like, I want a new challenge, I'd send him off to Premier League. I think Alaba wants to go to Spain. That's the thing. I think he wants to go to Real Madrid or Barcelona and go chill there. He'll probably fit Barcelona more because they don't have a defense, Actually, Real Madrid don't have a defense either. He'd go to and join the Ramos position. He'll be a left center back there. Because they already have Ferland Mendy as a left back. I mean, even if they do, Alaba's still better than Mendy at left back. I mean, Alaba's one of the best in the world at left back. But he's not even playing left back. He's one of the best center backs right now. I mean, this guy's stats for ball progression. Best in the Champions League as a center back. Best in the Bundesliga. Alaba is so good, and I hope, if we sell off Alaba, I wouldn't be that sad, but as long as it's for 80 million, right, or 70 million, something like that, because the thing is, he's experienced. He's only 28, right? He's gonna turn 28. Hopefully that's true, because he's 27 right now. Yes, Alaba's 27 right now, right? He's 27 right now. This guy is superb in every position he plays, and it's just good. So I'm gonna end the stream here. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Mia san mia, and peace.